Thanks for joining us on the IMSA Events channel. Make sure that you check out our video blog channel. Every single Thursday we put out a new video on something maritime related. Make sure you interact with us through our social media and through our YouTube, comments, questions, and once a month we're actually going to be doing a viewer show where we answer your questions. Today though, we're highlighting a really cool program. We're out here in the mountains of Tennessee at Farm 58. This is just a great location, and it's about as far away from the ocean as you can get, and we're going to be talking today a little bit about the programs and the things that they do up here at Farm 58. We are out here, like we said, in the farm, out here in the mountains of Tennessee. Joining us for a few minutes just to talk about what they do at the farm is Donovan. He's the farm manager. Thanks a lot, Donovan, for taking the time. You know, Frank and I really love what you guys do out here and support what you guys do out here. So we thought, hey, it'd be a great idea to kind of have you give us a view of, hey, what do you guys do out here? What happens at the farm, and just a little bit about what you guys have going on.
Yeah. Farm 58 is a ministry of Calvary Chapel, Chattanooga, and it's a 180-acre farm where we raise organic produce and protein in the form of vegetables, chicken, eggs, pork, someday beef, and the produce and protein is boxed up every week and taken to Chattanooga, where we have about 200 families that receive this from us for about 6 months out of the year, May through October. And these 200 families are getting access to this produce and protein that's been raised by the men here that are part of a discipleship ministry. And they are dealing with challenges within life. I would say a third of the men are college-age students that are looking for direction. A third of them are men that are having challenges within their marriage, and the other third are dealing with addiction. But really all just condition of the heart that has strayed, and we use this environment, which we believe is very conducive for a man to be separated from the distractions of life and get an opportunity to hear from the Lord and study the Word, and get an opportunity to refocus and build a foundation that they can then go off and be reunited with their families, or some will go back off to college, or some will find a new career. And this is really stage one of the process here at Farm 58. And the second part of this connects them back to being functioning members of the body down in Chattanooga with Calvary Chapel. Well, it happened very naturally. The vision was really the vision of Pastor John Ramjer, who 15 years ago sat on the porch with an old country gentleman that was running a discipleship ministry in Chattanooga. And this, at the same time, Pastor John was running a discipleship ministry in the city. And they were both reflecting on the advantages that each one of them had. The country had this environment that was very still and quiet and free of distractions, but yet at the end of that process lacked the ability to then reconnect people to business owners and to housing and to the what's next that the Lord had for them. Whereas in the city it was very difficult to get a man slowed down enough to be able to hear. And so Pastor John had said, man, wouldn't it be great if you could have a farm to start a man on, to build a foundation, quiet, and allow him to work with his hands, and then connect him back into the city. And so the Lord birthed in my heart a passion for organic farming about 6 years ago. I had been going to farmers markets, and I had sawn all the Eastern culture that was there and all of the find your inner Zen. And I had said, no, that this is Jesus. And the agrarian analogies in the Bible are just so rich. And so we thought it was, just a perfect mesh that we were gifted this piece of property. And Pastor John called me and says, hey, will you come here and help me start this farm? And so our mission statement is preach the gospel, disciple the hurting, and raise food worth eating, all through sustainable agriculture. And so we believe that all of those connect really well. Yeah, and we can't really take all the credit, because the reality is we're just trying to create an environment that men can get into the Word and to have good community one with another, and get an opportunity to develop healthy relationships with other brothers and with the Lord. And
Right.
so, there's a verse that says Paul planted, Apollos watered, but ultimately it's the Lord that brings the increase, not only with what we're raising out here, but also exponentially in the lives of the men. And it is great to see because they go from darkness to light.
Right.
And the truth is shared, and there's great growth that happens out here. And as we're in the spring season, just coming out of winter, we're getting to see that from death now to new life. And God is renewing the flowers and the trees, and we get to see that process happen out here all the time in their lives. It's very, very rewarding. That's what we say is the big paycheck, is to see a husband reunited with his wife, or whatever the case is, set free. Yeah, so right now we're only using a small portion of the 180 acres that we're on. We have a desire to allow this property to be accessed by more than just the men who are in the ministry of Renew. We would love to and have vision and plans to expand, and just starting next week we're clearing an additional 40 acres in the back, and we're wanting to put a wedding lodge in, a wedding barn, and some cabins, and maybe even do down at the bottom near our creek a glamping situation, glamorous camping, so that families could have an opportunity to come out away from the city, come onto the farm, engage in the farming activities to whatever extent they want to or don't want to. And they could spend a night here or a couple nights here, either in a cabin or in these canvas tents, and people could do a wedding up here, and we would be able to cater that off of the farm. We're also wanting to look into, as the lives of the men are being renewed, we're thinking about trying to bring in some wild mustangs.
Okay.
And have this process where they are broken and get trained and to be tame, and there's a correlation that has happening there as well. So that's another thing that is maybe in the books, but again, man plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. So we're just trying to see and be led by the Lord as to how He wants this property used to be able to minister to the lives of our church body and other church bodies that partner with us in this thing called Renew and Farm 58.
Well, we really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's really busy out here, so thanks for taking the time to kind of join us and chat a little bit about what you guys are doing. What we'll do is, in the comments section below, we'll have links to the Farm 58 website, to their Facebook page, so if you want more information, you can click through the links and take a look at what they're doing out here. They have tours the first Saturday of every month from April to October, so if you're in the Chattanooga area, definitely try to take the time to come out for a tour. And be sure to join us on our video blog channel. Every Thursday we put out a new episode, and then on the events channel, whenever we have something going on, we put it out in the events channel. So thanks for taking the time to join us and to watch this video. And thanks again, Donovan. Appreciate it.